सो लाइफ प्रोसेस इन लिविंग ऑर्गेनिज्म पार्ट 2 का नेक्स्ट पार्ट देखेंगे हम। पिछले वीडियो में हमने असेक्सुअल रिप्रोडक्शन वाला पार्ट डिस्कस किया। यहाँ पे हम सेक्सुअल रिप्रोडक्शन वाला पार्ट डिस्कस करेंगे। सेक्सुअल रिप्रोडक्शन, it always takes place with the help of two germ cells in which one is male gamete and other is female gamete. So here are two steps of sexual reproduction. One is gamete formation, जो कि meiosis cell division से होता है, in which diploid chromosomes and the cell is converted into haploid gametes. Second step is fertilization, in which diploid zygote is formed by using haploid male and haploid female gamete. These both are fused to form zygote. Later, this zygote divides by mitosis to produce embryo, and embryo grows into new organism. What would have been happened if the male and female gametes had been diploid? अगर मेल और फीमेल गैमेट haploid नहीं होते तो क्या होता? The number of chromosome will always increase and lead to abnormalities. What would have been happened if any of the cells in the nature had not been divided by meiosis? The number of chromosomes will be reduced to haploid cells during meiosis, but if meiosis does not occur, the number of chromosomes will remain diploid and the number of chromosomes will always increase in every generation. Sexual reproduction in plants. Flower is the structural unit of sexual reproduction in plant, which consists of 4 floral whorls: calyx, corolla, androecium and gynoecium. These whorls are divided into essential whorl and accessory whorls. So here you can see the diagram of parts of the flower, which includes pedicel, calyx, corolla, androecium and gynoecium. So here is a short table which shows the whorls, its member and their function. So accessory whorls include calyx and corolla. The member of calyx are sepals, which are green in color and they perform photosynthesis, whereas corolla, the members are petals, they are colorful and they help in pollination. Essential whorls, which perform the function of reproduction, there are two: androecium and gynoecium. Androecium is the male reproductive whorl, which consists of stamens. The parts of the stamens are anther and filament, and the function is to produce male gamete, that is pollen grain. Whereas carpel is the female reproductive organ, which consists of stigma, style and ovary. The stigma receives the pollen grain, whereas style help in transfer of pollen tube, and ovary consists of ovules. So if a flower which has both the essential whorls, that is androecium and gynoecium, it is called as bisexual flower. Example is hibiscus. And in unisexual flowers, only one essential whorl is present, either androecium or gynoecium. अगर only androecium present है, then it is called as male flower, and if only gynoecium is present, then it is called female flower. Example is papaya. Based on the stalk presence or absence, they are divided into two types: pedicellate flower, in which stalk is present, and sessile flower, in which stalk is absent. As pollen grains are non-motile, they need to be transferred with the help of pollinating agents. So what is pollination? Pollination is the transfer of pollen grain from anther to stigma. There are two types of pollination: self-pollination and cross-pollination. Self-pollination means when pollen grains are transferred from one flower to another flower born on the same plant or in the same flower. Cross-pollination, in which pollination takes place between flowers of two different plants. Now this pollination requires pollinating agents which are abiotic or biotic. Abiotic agents include wind and water, whereas biotic agents include insects and other animals. Double fertilization. So after pollination, the stigma becomes sticky. The pollen grain starts germinating and produce long pollen tube. This pollen tube carries male gamete and reaches the embryo sac. The tip of pollen tube bursts and releases two male gamete in the embryo sac. So when one male gamete unites with the egg cell to produce zygote, and second male gamete unite with the two polar nuclei to produce endosperm. So as two male nuclei participate in this process, it is called as double fertilization. So here the diagram of double fertilization is given. After fertilization, the ovule develops into seed, whereas ovary into fruit. Whenever this seed fall on the ground, they germinate under favorable condition, and the zygote develops at the cost of food stored in the endosperm, and new plant is formed. So here are some important questions on this topic. Thank you.